We have seen about fixed biasing circuit and collector to base biasing circuit. Now the another circuit is voltage divider biasing circuit. This is the most prominently used circuit. This circuit offers good stabilization for the transistor and to the Q point. This is so called voltage divider circuit because it is having voltage divider network that is formed with the resistors R1 and R2 at the input side. We will discuss about that in the circuit analysis part. And this is also having a single source, and this circuit offers very good stabilization, even better than the collector to base biasing circuit. This is so called voltage divider bias. We have learned that because of voltage divider network at the input stage, and this network is also called potential divider network, and this circuit is also called, and this model is also called self-biasing model because the resistor which is connected is biasing the transistor. Let us see how it is in the. We have seen that this is very complex circuit, so we have to simplify it. To simplify it, we have to know about some theorems, that is Thevenin's theorem. We have seen about Thevenin's theorem in the networks. So applying Thevenin's theorem at the input stage, we can convert this circuit into a simple circuit. That is, we are getting voltage that is used for this forward biasing the emitter base junction is nothing but the voltage drop across the resistor R2. The voltage drop across the resistor R2 that is getting from the source VCC is nothing but VTH is equal to, that is the Thevenin's voltage at across R2 resistor is nothing but total voltage, that is a voltage supplied into own resistance by other resistance plus own resistance. This is the formula for Thevenin's voltage. We have seen this in networks. So the Thevenin's voltage equation is nothing but VTH is equal to VCC into R2 by R1 plus R2. That is the voltage that is provided by the R2 resistor to forward bias the base emitter junction, and we have to calculate the total equivalent resistance at the input side, that is resistance offered by R1 and R2. We have seen that this is the point and these two are in parallel. So the resistance, equivalent resistance R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. We can replace this base resistor with Thevenin's resistor, that is RTH, and the voltage drop across R2 is nothing but VTH, that is VThevenin's. This is a simple circuit, and we can analyze the other things, that is the KVL equations and stability factor from this circuit, because this is just the simplification of this circuit. So let us now, to know more about the circuit, we have seen that earlier this is the input loop, that is this is the base, and we can apply input at this side, and this is the input loop, and this is the output loop. We know that these things. If we apply input loop equation, that is the KVL equation at the input loop, we will get, that is this voltage is VThevenin's, VTH, that is the total voltage supplied to the loop is nothing but the voltage drop across base resistor, that is the current flowing through the base resistor is IB, and this is Thevenin's, the base resistance value is Thevenin's equivalent resistance, that is RTH. The total voltage drop across the base resistor is nothing but IB into RTH plus the base to emitter voltage. This is also a voltage drop, that is VBE. This is the VBE voltage, and voltage drop across emitter to emitter resistor. That is current flowing through the emitter is IE and resistance value is RE. Thus the voltage drop is IE into RE. This is the input KVL equation. Now if we simplify this, we will get VTH is equal to I by RTH. This is same, and VBE, this is also same, and we know that IE, that is the emitter current, is equal to sum of collector current plus base current. These two things are flowing through the flowing to the emitter. So here IE is replaced with IB plus IC. We know that IE is equal to IB plus IC, so we have replaced IE with IB plus IC. We had known that IE is approximately equal to IC because base current is very small as compared to IC, so we can neglect this base current. So IE will be equal to approximately IC. Now keep it aside. From these two terms, we know that gain of a transistor is nothing but IC by IB. That is equal to beta. Beta is the gain of a C mode amplifier. We are using this as a CM mode, and this is an NPN transistor. So beta is equal to IC by IB. Then beta IB is equal to IC. We have replaced this IC into with beta IB. We have seen that these are two terms. IB is there is a one term, that is IB is common in both these. If we replace IC with beta into IB, then we can take IB common in these two terms. Then the equation will change into VTH is equal to IB RTH plus VBE plus RE into 1 plus beta into IB. We have taken IB in common in these two terms. So IB 1 plus beta into IB will be equal to IB plus IC. From this equation, if we simplify this, we can calculate the base current. Then the base current equation will be equal to VTH minus VBE by RTH plus 1 plus beta into RE. We can neglect the VBE because it is very small as compared to VTH, and 1 plus beta is nothing but that is also very less closer to beta. So we have replaced this 1 plus beta with beta and VTH minus VBE with VTH. Then the base current equation will be IB is equal to VTH by RTH plus beta into RE. That is the equation for IB, base resistor. And keep this equation aside. Apart from this, we have to calculate the output KVL. Let us move to output, and now we have to analyze the output KVL. This is the output loop of a C mode of a voltage divider bias circuit. This is the output loop, and if we calculate the KVL equation, if we write the KVL equation, then VCC, that is the total voltage supplied, is equal to ICRC, that is the voltage drop across collector resistor, plus VCE, that is the collector to emitter voltage, plus IARE, that is the voltage drop across emitter resistor. This is the complete KVL equation of the output loop voltage divider.
If we simplify this equation, then we will get VCC is equal to ICRC plus VCE plus ICRE. We have replaced this IE with IC because we have seen earlier that IE will be approximately equal to IC. If we take IC, we can observe that IC is in common with in these two terms. So we can take IC as common in these two terms. Then if we transpose this equation, that is VCE to left hand side and VCC to right hand side, then we will get collector to emitter voltage equation, that is VCE is equal to VCC minus IC into RC plus RE. These two are resistance values, there is a collector resistance and emitter resistance. If you observe the loop equation, from the loop equation, if the collector current, that is the collector current increases, then the base current decreases. This is because the IC, if the collector current increases, then the IC value increases, then the voltage drop across, that is IC into RE, will increases. This voltage drop across RE increases. This is the positive pole and this will be negative pole, and we have seen that this is the positive pole of this VTH and this is the negative pole of this VTH. And if we see this, if the increase in the voltage drop across the RE resistor will decrease the biasing potential, this will indirectly reduce the forward biasing potential at base to emitter junction. This will decreases the base current. This base current, we have seen that earlier about these things. IA, that is IE is equal to sum of current through IC. We have seen that IE is equal to, earlier we have seen that IA is equal to IC plus IB. From this equation, IE will be constant, because if the IC increases then IB decreases. These two balancing conditions will keep the IE near to the previous value. Thus this setup can keep the operating point stable even though the temperature increases. Here temperature increment will increase the IC through the increase in ICBO, that is the collector to base leakage current. Like this, the self biasing circuit will keep the operating point stable. Let us calculate the stability factor about of this self biasing circuit. Stability factor, if we want to calculate the stability factor, we have to calculate the first input KVL loop. This is the input loop. So the input KVL we have earlier seen, that is VTH is equal to IB RTH plus VBE plus RE into RB, that is the voltage drop across emitter resistor because of base current, and this is RE into IC, that is the voltage drop because of collector current across the emitter resistor. Just we have replaced the IB and IC with IE earlier in the earlier equation. Nothing to worry about it. So this is the complete KVL equation. If we differentiate this KVL equation with IC with respect to IC on the both sides, we will get VTH into dVTH by dIC, that is VTH is constant, so we will get 0, and RTH is constant, so RTH into dIB by dIC plus VB is constant, so it is 0, and RE is constant, so RE into dIB by dIC plus IC with respect to IC, then we will get 1, so RE into 1. If we simplify this complete equation, we will get dIB by dIC value as minus RE by RE plus RTH. We have seen that the equation of stability factor is nothing but S is equal to 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta into dIB by dIC. We have got dIB by dIC value, so if we substitute this dIB by dIC value in this position, we will get the equation as 1 plus beta by 1 minus beta into minus RE by RE plus RTH. This is the equation. If we simplify this, we will get 1 plus beta by 1 plus beta into RE by RTH. If we simplify this again, if we simplify this, we will get 1 plus beta into 1 plus RTH by RE by 1 plus beta plus RTH by RE. This is the equation. If RTH by RE is very close to 0 or very close to 0, then we will get the stability factor as 1, that is ideal value. If it is near to 0 or somewhat greater than 0, that is up to 0.9 or 1, we will get good stability factor. If it is less than 25, then we will get good stability. So we have to make sure that Re by RTH value must be equal to 1 or very close to 0. Then we will get good stability of the Q point. This is all about voltage divider biasing circuit.